everyone, welcome back to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. I'm so happy that you found your way into this space. I do pick a card readings on this space and all things tarot, so if that sounds like something that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe, hit your like button, and leave me a comment because it really helps me to support this channel. Today's reading is all about who are you going to marry? Who are you going to commit to? We're going to take a look at the personality, the energy, and the potential details about this future spouse. So it's really important to take a deep breath and relax before you choose the pile that calls to you. You can be called to multiple piles as well. And it's really important to follow your intuition and not try to make things fit into your scenario, but really trust in your own intuition. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading. But today's is all about who are you going to marry. I'm going to put a little bit of an aside here that if you're interested in a personal reading, you can find all of the details in my Etsy shop, and that link is below. And don't forget, if you are subscribed to the channel, I do offer a chance to win a free tarot reading. If you leave a comment underneath any of my videos this month for your chance to win, you get entered automatically for a chance to win a free reading. And I do notify you in the comment section if you are chosen. So be sure to hit that notification bell so that we can get the ball rolling. But for today's pick a card topic, who are you going to marry? We have pile number 1 with the Chariot, pile number 2 with the Hierophant, and pile number 3 with the Queen of Pentacles. So pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hi, pile 1, you are drawn to the Chariot, and this is your reading. Who are you going to marry? Who is going to be your life partner? And the Chariot can speak to Cancer energy as well. You can also see that it's like two horses. They're really referencing the yin yang. This could be someone who really loves to travel. This could also be referencing like a very emotional person, or maybe that's really referencing you, someone who can balance out the emotion in the other person. So let's take a look here and see. Who are you going to marry? Pile number 1. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. On the floor, we have good news because it's the Nine of Pentacles. We also have the Queen of Wands here. So you could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. They want you to understand that even if you're not exactly where you want to be in love right now, you don't have anything to worry about. You don't need to be deterred by any of the thorns in that rose. Look at how beautiful that red rose is. Here is the Two of Pentacles, and there's the Page of Swords. Oh my goodness. We have this page, you can see it's covering the roses, covering up the white roses and turning them red. So they're painting the roses red. And we have this 5, it looks like the 5 of Swords, actually 5 spears in behind this Page of Swords. The page itself, all of these details matter to me. That's why I mentioned them. But the page itself has these two little, I think of them as wands, the clover on their lapel. And so they're referencing the Two of Wands. So what's exciting about this, pile 1, for you is that if you are currently in a relationship, you're exactly where you need to be. And that's not necessarily Spirit saying that that this is the person you're going to marry. Although, to be honest with you, if you are in a flirtation phase, or if you're currently in a relationship phase, because I am reading for the collective and I have multiple energies that are floating in, but if that describes you, if you're talking to someone right now, if you're starting a relationship right this moment, or you're seeking out a relationship currently and you want to know where it's going, Spirit says keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. You may feel emotionally pulled, because they say that you get influenced from the past fear and you want to know where you're headed. The Chariot is a card of arrival oftentimes as well. And they say that for some watching, and this is really exciting, but for some watching, you may have arrived exactly where you need to be to catch that connecting flight for the next chapter of your life. This connection that you're in, they're asking you to continue to explore it, no matter what stage it's in this moment. And it doesn't have to be a full-fledged relationship yet. It can just be something more explorative, some sort of flirtation back and forth, or maybe you're just talking to someone at this point. Again, because I'm reading for the collective, there's going to be a lot of different scenarios that present themselves. But Spirit is really excited about this potential. And I feel like you're worried about where it's going. But they're highlighting justice, Libra energy. They're highlighting like your strength is in your composure right now. And they're actually trying to lure you to explore more of this potential. And they feel like sometimes the fear of the unknown, it's like if we don't know exactly where we're headed, we don't even want to go. It's like if I don't know how I'm getting there, if I don't know if there's food along the way, I'm not even going to bother coming if I don't have the details. But this is where we're asking for a trust fall. They are saying that within 2 years' time, they see everything changing for you. In fact, they see you potentially in this position of the Nine of Pentacles where you're incredibly satisfied with where you've arrived. And it's because you eliminated the distractions of your own insecurity. And all of these beautiful daisies are talking about playfulness and letting yourself experience romance and letting yourself experience the excitement of this time of, do they like me? Do they like me not? Because you're both going through it. You're both, there's this collaboration coming in. You're both going through it. And this wild yarrow, this white flower, I always think of this as a wild yarrow. It's a wild carrot that's trying to lure you to continue to go forward. There's going to be lots of things that can, again, our confidence can get tested, lots of emotions that can pull us from one direction to the next. But perhaps the current person you're talking to could be a huge part of that future for you. So instead of resisting this inspiration that's leading to empowerment, be inspired by it. They say that you feel like you're waiting and you feel like you're perpetually waiting, but Spirit says you might be so focused on that idea of waiting that you haven't even recognized that you've already arrived. It's unfinished right now. Here's the three of Swords coming reversed, and that's exactly where I want to see the Three of Swords if I'm going to see it. I want to see it reversed. Because Spirit's talking about being in a recovery phase, being in a healing phase, allowing this connection. It's unfinished. We're not there yet to the Nine of Pentacles. We're not there yet to our commitment cycle. But Spirit says if we continue to pursue this, things could be very different for us within this next 2 years. And that's within the next 2 years. That doesn't mean it's coming in 2 years. They're not even upset if you're feeling uncertain. They don't want you to think that you're being judged in that way. We have the Ten of Swords because they know that you're operating from a place of, it's almost like you're, like Brene Brown will call it, trying to beat vulnerability to the punch, where if we convince ourselves not to invest emotionally, if we convince ourselves to just try to stay almost like a lack of optimistic, then maybe we won't be disappointed. But instead, they're asking you to adjust that expectation. Adjust the expectation of struggle. And be prepared within the dynamics of what you're building upon right now, that there will be some little obstacles of determination that are built into the connection so that you learn how to readjust after emotional experiences, learning to readjust. And there's the Two of Cups. This is really exciting for you. Back of the deck is the Devil, lots of Capricorn energy, lots of Cancer energy, and there's the Ace of Cups. It's like there's this offer that's coming in, that's an offer of peace. But we have to commune with the offer. We have to accept the offer. We have to reach out and take it. And again, if you're in a flirtation phase right now, or you're in a talking phase, or you just started a relationship, keep doing what you're doing. If you haven't started this phase yet, Spirit says it's coming in within this next month or month and a half. You're starting the talking phase, and this is how we begin the first league of our journey. And sometimes we can get overwhelmed with the idea of like where the travel has to take us. Not all of us loves a road trip, right? Not all of us love that process of travel, but that's what we're also learning how to navigate, is our own insecurity in the in-between. We like to arrive. We like to be secure. But we have to embrace the journey because that's what we're here to do. We have make your dreams real and weave your own destiny. And what I love about the spider is that it has innate possibilities. It has innate knowing, and so do you. A baby spider can be hatched from an egg and just know how to weave a web. And if you trust in your intuition to guide you and not trust in the ego that tries to keep you safe and with a negative expectation, then Spirit says you may be very tickled pink about where you arrive. Just saw turn knowledge into wisdom. We have here set healthy boundaries, the armadillo spirit. But in this case, we say trust in the magic, especially during a communication phase, and setting healthy boundaries for you. Not necessarily healthy boundaries in the relationship, which will always be important, but it's about the defense. This armadillo will roll up into a ball of defense when momentum starts to arrive. So it's about you setting boundaries for your own defenses, your own emotional responses as well. There is a very strong Cancer energy that comes through here with either you or this person. But I feel like the Cancer energy is almost a symptom, or it's like showing us where this Ten of Swords is coming from. Who are they going to marry? And what's interesting is that the person that you're going to be talking to or speaking to currently, they're not as secure as you want them to be, or you feel that they should be. Like, they're also insecure. We have here, should accept valid criticism here, and shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. There could be an air element to this person coming through, and they say that this person could be working in like finance, or it's like working with some type of institution, maybe really good with numbers, and some type of like education situation as well. You may not even be exclusive yet to this person, but you may already know them, or again, they could be coming in within this next month. But they're really smart. Sometimes a little bit too smart. And the valid criticism card is coming in with these teacups. It's not necessarily criticism, it's advice. It's coming in as like an advice energy of like, why don't you follow the relationship that's presented to you or that's currently in your view? You are already climbing the ladder towards success. They're also, for someone watching, showing me somebody who's sort of taller, or, well, taller than you, but maybe considered on the high end of height. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. And Spirit's trying to, like, it says a meeting with a stranger that could be important right this moment or within this next month or so. It's very quick. It feels very present for you, Pile One, which is really exciting. Now, it's like we are not trying to pussyfoot around the opportunity, is what your guides are saying. They want us to leap into action. That's the delicate balance that they require. They want us to just keep exploring it. We don't have to be, they're almost asking us to forgive ourselves for the naysaying, because sometimes we're hard on ourselves, even in our resistance, and that creates resistance for us. So instead, they want you to be inspired by all of these empowerment roses, all of these empowerment energies coming through, because the person you meet next, or the person you're currently speaking to and have just met, this could be a very important person for the future of you. We have here the Bat Spirit. I feel like the person that you're going to commit to is also somebody who's, if you are more prone to emotional investment, this person might be a little bit more leaning towards logic, or what they would call logic. They're not as in tune with their intuition or with like their spiritual life as perhaps you are. But that's where a beautiful balance can come in. We do have the Gazelle. And I feel somebody tall or someone lean with the Gazelle as well. And of course, if that doesn't resonate with you, then we just throw that detail out the window. But they are showing me someone lean and tall. And again, someone really incredibly smart. Really smart. Maybe sometimes a little bit too smart for their own good, because they maybe aren't the type to accept criticism from their belief systems. But this is where, again, heart meets the mind, where perhaps you are going to be the influence of the heart to help chisel away at a sort of rigid perspective. We also have here the Tiger on the back of the deck. This is an encouragement for the Divine Feminine to kind of step outside of their comfort zone and really trust their intuition to guide them. They're saying that this connection is going to help empower you. It's like this person will help to empower you, Pal One. We have let go. Enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly. It says don't hold on too tight. Don't hold on too tight to rigid ideas. Let yourself journey into new worlds. And enjoy the pulsing, spread, I thought it was going to say enjoy the pulsing light, but I was reading that one. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the results. And underneath the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. And Spirit says if you're currently exploring, like the Page of Wands, what you find may down this path, especially again within this next 2 years, may surprise you. I feel like you've arrived at that point. And Spirit says it's not a wait, it's about teaching you how to enjoy this process and enjoy the journey. because I'm hearing that song, these are special times. Like even this is going to be a very special time for you to look back on and remember what it felt like to begin the process. Here is the King of Pentacles. There's the Page of Swords. It's coming in reverse right now. And we have the King of Pentacles sitting in a state of limbo. Now they're talking here about weakness. They're talking here about, they're also speaking here about someone who doesn't handle bad news very well. This could be coming from your perspective. That could be why you're anticipating. It's like you don't want to know bad news, or it's like maybe you were afraid to even come to this reading because you didn't want to know if the person that you're seeing isn't the one for you. But here's where Spirit's trying to help you get through that fear. This person also perhaps has a lot of education, or they present themselves like they have a lot of education, or they're, again, really intelligent. We have B and we have Y. We do have Our Lady in the Bowl, and she's reversed. So they're speaking here about, it's like emotionally insecure, not feeling overwhelmed or kind of smothered by emotional insecurity. We have Cupid's arrow coming out, and we do have here the marijuana flower or leaf. We have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini for the Divine Feminine, and the Worker Ant. I often associate that with the Divine Feminine as well because of the colony, but asking us to put in some effort, asking us to continue to work towards the opportunity, the benchmark of opportunity that's available to us here. Sagittarius energy, and we have the Dragonfly. Being hungry for your own success is going to lead to ascension. They're also speaking about how things are going to come to light about this opportunity as well. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a reading with me. Even if you have to come back, I would love to hear your story. Your guides are going to be walking with you no matter what path you choose to take, of course. You can check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You are drawn to, you're drawn to the Hierophant, and this is your reading. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to commit to? The Hierophant does speak about commitment cycles and you know, the governing bodies of it, the marriage institution. It does speak of Taurus energy too. So this is perhaps highlighting like a true firm commitment where we're signing that piece of paper. Maybe that's really, really important to us. A traditional type of relationship or a traditional type of wedding might be in store for you as well. So let's take a look here. Pile number 2, who are you going to marry? We have the King of Cups coming through. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the High Priestess. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the 7 of Swords with the 5 of Wands. Back of the deck we have the Star. And we also have the Fool here. We have a lot of Aquarius energy coming through. A lot of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio coming through as well. So we're going to clarify this as we go forward. I feel like in this connection, there's 2 different personality types. There's the talker and there's the quiet one. The Divine Feminine might be kind of represented as like the voice in the home. It's like doesn't mean that this person doesn't have opinions. It just means that they sometimes keep it to themselves. They're kind of a traditionalist. So you have Pentacles. And I feel as though there is some type of traditional religion associated with this person's belief system. And this could be any of the major religions, you know, any of the major religions, but it does feel very traditional. It's an old standing type of religion. And because they're talking about how this person, their belief system is developed from birth. It's like when we're told, for instance, that I was raised a Catholic, for instance, and we were told that, you know, we have sin on our souls and we have to be purged of that through baptism. So there's a feeling of like an already present sin that I have to purge myself from birth. And it kind of creates almost like a Catholic guilt conscience. So Catholicism could be playing a role here too. Or again, any major religion that would weigh the things that we do against our salvation. Like, I just feel like a sense of somebody who has doubt in their heart because of preconceived ideas or indoctrination into some type of institution. But it makes them want to do better or be a better person. Like, it does make them want to be a good person. It's like for the goals that they have. They're a hard worker. I feel like they're kind of a quiet person. They could actually be a Cancer energy. And loyal almost to a fault to this person, loyal to a fault to all of those old belief systems, but also loyal to you. So that's a positive thing, but sometimes loyal to a fault when it comes to their old belief systems. We have the Emperor and we have the Hierophant. A lot of Aries energy, again, Taurus coming through. A very protective person too. Even if they're quiet, there's a reservation about them, but they're also very protective. And I do think they are rather a quiet person. This means that they're not really comfortable sharing the emotional waves that they experience in these realms of loss. Like they have a hard time. I also feel like this person has experienced loss in their life. Maybe even like a grief period of somebody that was important to them when they were younger. I guess it impacts the type of person they are and the thoughtfulness behind them, because I do feel like they're a thoughtful person. And there may have been like a familial, like military background with this person. Like the family might have had a history of the military or police force, just something very official, very protective. The High Priestess. Now, the thing is that I feel like they really are influenced by you and by your opinion of things, especially when it comes to belief systems. I feel like you have a huge voice here. You help to share a perspective that maybe they've never seen before. And it taps into like the things that you say and your beliefs that you bring forward. It sort of strikes a nerve for them, and in a good way. It like makes them start to think or unpack some of what they need to let go of. Especially loss, a feeling of regret, a feeling of loss. It's like a feeling of having to make amends all the time. Because this person has a tendency to look at their past a lot. And it could be because of grief that they experienced there, or because of, again, ways in which they blame themselves for certain things that they did wrong. Like they have a lot, it's like they're hard on themselves. I feel like this person's really hard on themselves. But you help them to not look back. You help them to not look back. You help them to see things from a different perspective and to almost like fight for that, for their own individual perspective. You help them do that. I also feel like this person is really, like, I think they're a really good looking person, if I'm honest with you. They're very traditional in their good looks. Yeah, I feel like they have a good head of hair, if that makes a difference to anybody. Here's the King of Cups and there's the Fool. And honestly, they are speaking about their youth. Again, I feel like something happened to this person in their youth where they lost someone, and that has created a bit of a fear response in them, which makes them want to work hard and do good, because it makes them want to almost make up for the past. And not that they were responsible for whatever was lost in the past, but it's like it happened when they were children. So sometimes children will absorb what is not theirs as far as, you know, guilt or loss in some way. But here's the inspiration for change, and it comes in. It's like you really help this person step outside of this belief system, and maybe not letting go of the belief system entirely, but helping them heal and helping them, yeah, heal. Here at the Star energy, helping them heal. There's the Strength. A lot of Leo energy coming through here as well. I also feel like this person, again, they are an advocate for being the force in the home. Like they want to make the money, or they want to make the majority of the money, because that's it's almost a point of like historical pride for them in some way. So there could be a cultural aspect to that, but it's like they want to provide. They are a provider, although they may understand that there's a force within you. You have a lot to say. You may be somebody who likes to express themselves, maybe even writing or art, whatever their case may be. They're not going to stop that from happening. But they do have a point of pride that is connected to what they offer. They're also a perfect father figure, and there could be children that get associated with this connection in the future. We have the bee spirit and sweet results that await. Somebody who's willing to sacrifice for the good of everyone else. They will put themselves last, actually, this divine masculine energy. And they are presenting themselves as divine masculine, but it's all about energy. It has nothing to do with gender. We have the waft spirit, sometimes life stings. And we have the swan spirit, time for a deep dive. And the swan spirit could be the divine feminine here, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini coming through, because it's like this person finds their home with you. They may be they may be really influenced by their past upbringing, and it may have influenced them greatly in the expectation of what's going to happen for them in life and in love, but they find their home with you. I don't feel like they ever really belonged in that environment, and they find their home with you. Now here with the wasp spirit, I love that they came out together, because the wasp can sting over and over and over and over again and never die, right? But the bee spirit says once we sacrifice that, the sweet results come in. So they may have experienced pain in their past that continues to hurt them, but you offer a new perspective. And this perspective, they really want it. And I feel like they really need it, because they find their home with you. And we have co-create with spirit as well, with the star. And I do feel with the co-creation, that could create anything that you want. If your goals are family, spirit says you can have a family here. Who are you going to marry, please? We have the starfish, Aquarius energy. We have the snake as well. And this snake is like eating itself. It's devouring itself. And they're speaking here about like eternity and the awakening, and how, you know, what starts our formation, sometimes we have to end up consuming that. And they're really speaking about their past again. And this could be reversed. You could be experiencing this as well, where in your past you've experienced loss, and this person comes in as that advocate for belonging and security. Because some of the sweet results awaiting here is the healing that you can provide each other, is the ability to finally be able to express myself, so I no longer feel like I'm drowning in my own experiences or drowning in my emotion. Because this person has a hard time telling you about the things that happened in the past, but you give them a beautiful blank slate. You give them a beautiful space of vulnerability to walk into. And then all of a sudden, that old fear can no longer exist in the same realm or in the same level as this person sitting in security, because they go from this place of feeling really protective and having even to protect themselves to feeling really secure in this connection with you. We have here guaranteed success. And I just saw advice from a friend as well. Successfully overcoming a problem. Bridging a gap. And I often think of the bridge associated with the Five of Cups. We have here, you'll be receiving a precious gift. The Diamond. So complete commitments, and maybe even a beautiful diamond, because I feel like they're really financially secure as well. They could work in some type of healing field. Or they could have worked in some type of healing field. Again, there could be also a long line of like military, or in fact, it could even be coinciding, Spirit says. It could be the military, but there could be some type of healing aspect or paramedic associated with it. We have fear and worries with the dagger, but overall we have this happiness. And the fear and worries is the dagger is like things that have perhaps created that fear or that pain in the past, and it's like we're taking the dagger out. Let's get advice from your guides and angels. Who are they going to marry? Angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take on your burdens. And we also have prioritize. So somebody who does prioritize the family, very, very much so, they're motivated by you, and they're motivated by the life that you're building with each other. Let's see if we can see when they're coming in, actually, before I let you go. When can pile number 2 expect this person to arrive in their life? Page of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Here we have the Seven of Wands. They are referencing this next 12 months as being a critical time period for growth or ascension. It's bringing you to the point of change. So this could be as small as 3 months. And because I'm reading for the collective, there could be, you know, a deviation to the time frame. But that's as little as 3 months and as long as perhaps 12 months. But this year is going to perhaps bring in a lot of change for you, pile 2. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. The Moon, Cancer energy. You have 4 today. 2 of Cups coming in. 2 of Swords. Ace of Cups. Now, they're speaking here about perhaps moving out of a stage. You could be in the process of ending a relationship here. If you are in a process of ending the relationship, this is kind of the crossroads energy that does bring about major change for you. That could be creating the momentum towards the opportunity of the new love coming in. So if you're currently breaking up with someone, Spirit says this may not be the person for you in the future, but that's okay. They're just encouraging you to continue to honor the loyalty to what you deserve and what you love, and don't tolerate less than what you deserve. We have the Pineapple. So the Pineapple, I think of reunions, and I do think of like swinging energy. So like you may not be in a relationship at this point. You may not be exclusive in a relationship at this moment. But that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not going to cross paths with this energy coming in. Because we do have endurance and we do have luck on your side here. The letter G. We have perhaps fear or loss in the heart of the Divine Feminine. We're also referencing Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The Infinity of the Strength. We also have the Scorpio energy again. And we have listen to your heart. Again, there could also be a hospital or nursing connection in this relationship. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, of course, and that link is below as well. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Queen of Pentacles, and this is your reading. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to commit to? The Queen of Pentacles is a beautiful card to be drawn to because it speaks of security. It speaks of like a certain level of independence that you feel within the context of this connection as well. It also speaks perhaps of the period of time that you're in, and they don't want you to feel like this is all that there is, perhaps. You may be maybe you've been independent for a while, but this is the little butterfly here in the card, if you can't see it, is signifying things coming to light for you. So things are going to be changing in your life in connection to this relationship. So let's see what Spirit has predicted for you, pile 3. Please take the messages as they resonate and leave behind those that do not. Who is pile 3 going to marry, please? We have the 4 of Pentacles. You may also be worried about timing, and you might be worried about running out of time. It's like you may be concerned about the goals that you have in your relationships, and you're worried about running out of time. We have the Queen of Cups, because I'm just seeing that scene from Sex and the City where Charlotte says, you know, I've been dating since I was 15. I'm exhausted. Where is he? Like, there's just this frustration. Like a readiness and a willingness to open up your heart. A lot of a beautiful water energy here. Here's the Temperance. And you also perhaps have affirmations for motherhood. Or motherhood is a factor for you. Here is the Chariot. Back of the deck is the Knight of Swords, and we have the 7 of Cups. And there's that Queen of Pentacles. It almost feels like you're trying to look at alternate paths towards your goals because you've been waiting and you don't know if this person's going to show up for you. But I'm almost hearing like your higher self saying, shh, or like it's like asking you to hush, or asking you to not say things like that. It's like, don't say things like that. You know, if your kid says something embarrassing in public or something and you have to tell them to be quiet. That's what it feels like that your guides and angels are telling you about the stories we tell and the things that we tell ourselves. And they are speaking about a fragility in your heart. We have the Two of Pentacles. The Page of Cups. And again, they're emphasizing for me this willingness or this desire for a family for someone watching. Or for someone to come forward to fulfill and complete a family. Nine of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. Now, there's a lot of sort of frustrating hurdles that I feel like are causing a lot of emotional confusion. Here's the Five of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups underneath here as well. And they're talking about the emotional confusion creating shadows of doubt. And again, affecting the stories that we tell. But the stories that we tell are projections from our heart space. And they're so critical when it comes to communicating to the universe about what we want. So they just want us to understand that just because we're sitting in one place doesn't mean that that's going to be the totality of our journey, because change is the only constant. Now, when it comes to the person that you do commit with, we do have the Hierophant and the Chariot, which is speaking about arrival, and it comes when we've arrived at this peace in our heart. So they're speaking about how the heart is the seat of the soul, and we may be waiting for that to be fulfilled, but Spirit is encouraging us to take action when the opportunity does present itself to us. And they're talking here about, in this connection in the future, that there is like almost a non-traditional aspect to your marriage or your connection. It's like maybe you won't get married in a traditional church. Maybe you'll choose to get married outside, or maybe you'll take on a very different path as far as the commitment that you make, but you'll be committed and you'll be very satisfied and happy with what you commit to and who you commit to. They're talking about like a lot of abundance with this, like a lot of financial abundance, a lot of abundance in the home. Like, and I'm talking on a tangible level. It's like this person makes really good money, but it's like a non-traditional path that they take to make money. It may not be in an institution like a government or something like that, but it's like a non-traditional path that they take to make money. And I feel like in that respect, you're a little bit vulnerable, or you think it's vulnerable when you first meet them, but I think the proof is in the pudding for you. And they keep you very, I want to say very satisfied, but they also keep you very taken care of. It feels like it's like they kind of take care of you. And that's not perhaps even who you've been or what you've experienced before. So that might even be a little bit vulnerable for you and keep you out of your comfort zone. But it's actually deep down exactly how you want to be pampered. Because I feel like this person's a pamperer. I feel like that's kind of how they try to please you, how they try to impress you, how to try to smooth things over when there's conflict, is they give gifts. This person's a gift giver. They're maybe not so much the type to say sorry, but they're a gift giver. And I'm hearing that song by Justin Bieber, Is It Too Late Now to Say Sorry? And they come forward with this gift. They're saying that you find a lot of peace in this communion with this person. And it's because the two of you are emotionally pulled from different directions. It's on the journey that you find the peace, because it's on the journey that our peace gets rattled, and it's on the journey that we collaborate together to bring ourselves back into balance. So Spirit even says it's like you don't even realize that you've been waiting for a love like this. You don't even realize you've been waiting for a love like this. And I can't deny that when you do meet this person, you're going to be putting the pressure on this person to commit. You're going to be putting the pressure on them to commit. Because you do feel like there's this time constraint for you. But Spirit says even if they don't tell you exactly what their plans are, because Spirit says they're going to surprise you with a proposal, even if you don't know exactly what their plans are really positive. They're intentionally keeping you in the dark so that you can be surprised, because that's part of their generous nature or their gift-giving nature. they want to please you, like overall. And they overall know that a proposal that comes up out of the blue that's a surprise is going to feel more satisfying for you than a proposal that you feel like you've asked for and nagged and really wanted, and they just offer you like a shut up ring. So there's something really positive about that approach, but in the interim or in the process, you might get really frustrated. You might get very frustrated. Now, there's multiple messages coming through here about time frame and when this person's coming in. For some watching in the collective, you may already be exploring this type of connection or exploring the connection, and you may be waiting for this sign or waiting for an offer to come in. And Spirit says that this could be the one for you. But if you haven't met this person yet, Spirit is speaking here about how timing might be important, but it's worth the timing, and they want you to prepare now. They want you to prepare now in this moment. So let's see about timing and see if they can give us an indication. I feel like this person's job allows them to travel and allows you to travel, and I feel like the two of you will travel together, and you're going to learn a lot about each other through that process. Because it's like, when we're traveling together, especially when it's a part of our experience or part of our life, it's like we're able to like eliminate the distractions of everyday life. You're going to learn about each other a lot through this process. Oh, here's the Eight of Wands. This is in connection to time frames. There's already a strong momentum propelling you forward, but timing is a factor, and they're talking about how timing is actually a part of that is ingrained to the actions and the motivations that we take. So they're encouraging us to be more vulnerable and take on the inspiration that we feel we need to take to get ourselves to the opportunity. This could mean following inspiration towards like an attraction that you see in the world, or feeling inspired to go online, for instance. They are saying that there's something that kind of arrives for you within this next 6 months. Yeah, between the 5 and 7 month mark, there's a relationship that forms. And it's like as soon as the relationship forms and we're getting to know each other, you're already thinking about commitment. That's where some of the pressure comes in, because you're already worried about the unknown. And I feel like you kind of fall hard for this person, like you fall quickly, because it feels like you're ready. It's like you fall quickly. And they're also talking here about how you're going to be kind of treated like a bit of a princess in this connection, especially after the commitment phase. You're going to sort of be treated like a princess. But they're saying you might immediately, even after knowing them for a couple of months, you might be like, this is my person. It's like you will know, your heart will know, and then you might start to apply that pressure. We have the Four of Cups coming in, and we have the Knight of Wands. And the truth is that they're speaking about this period of time in your relationship where they're not going to let you in on when they plan on proposing or when they plan on moving things forward. And this is going to give you a feeling of feeling overlooked or feeling frustrated. And they're saying it's going to be a sign for you to start to clear out that frustration, so that you don't put your expectations on another person and expect them to fulfill that need. They're saying that that will be a point in time for you to try to cure your own apathy. And they want you to do that by focusing on what you have in the moment and focusing on enjoying the process of the build, enjoying the foundation that you're building. We have the Deer. And we also have the Panther. This does speak to sort of two very different personality types. You can see the deer, it's like a deer in the headlights, and then we have the panther, which is a little more of a ferocious creature. And it almost feels like this person, when you first meet them, they could be a little bit less or more reserved than you. It's like you may be, or there's a feeling of like observing somebody from a distance before we take action. So this could be where the inspiration comes in. You could be inspiring them through what they see, or vice versa. We have the Lion. And they're also speaking about how even when you meet this person, it's like there's a bit of a delay before they feel the confidence to come forward. You may actually be the force here. You may actually come forward before this person to create some of the change here. A lot of Leo energy coming through. Period of prosperity and abundance, because lots of financial abundance with this person, despite the fact that they don't have a typical job. It's not typical. It's something that perhaps is, yeah, it's not a typical job. It could even be speaking to like some type of online job, or again, remote, because they're able to travel with this job, or travel could even be a part of this job, but they make really good money. Lighthearted, carefree time. And if we can really invest in this lighthearted, carefree time, it's enough to carry you to the position that you need. You're going to go through a temporary disappointment where you're worried that they're not going to give you what you want. We have secret admirer. Again, they'll see you first or you'll see them first, but you're not going to miss each other. And it does feel like a brand new person that is coming in, and we're going to try to get it. Well, we had the time frame already. Great passion with the tulip, and you're on the road to success. And what I love about this mountain is that it's a temperance road. It's all windy. We can't go from point A to point B. And they're talking about the risk of the divine feminine, doing something risky, taking a chance, leaping outside of our comfort zone, or even pushing yourself out of your comfort zone when it comes to timing and expectations, and even travel and movement. They're saying that you may even be motivated to move with this person in the future. And this could be a significant move where you're like moving countries or something for someone watching too. We have here trust in the magic. They say it's going to start in a communication cycle, and it's going to bring in a lot of, again, the communion of peace, the Ace of Cups. It's like you're wanting to give of your heart because you're looking for it to almost be filled up, but that's what this process is going to do for you. And it's number 21, the success of the world, which is beautiful as well. We have here turn knowledge into wisdom, and this knowledge that they want you to turn into wisdom is connected to being yourself and believing in yourself, so that you have the confidence and the wherewithal to push through this cycle here too. Back of the deck says dream your world into being. They're also bringing forward this idea of Sagittarius energy, so that could be your energy, that could also be theirs, but there's also a reference of like travel and wanderlust with this person. I feel like you are more the person that's like worried about budgeting and worried about finances, but they make really good money. And sometimes that might make them be a little less focused on planning for the future because they have so much coming in. But that's where perhaps you balance out their personality. We have the Page of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Cups. Now this Page of Wands in the reverse position, it does sometimes speak to like somebody who got bored in school and who quit school. It's like they didn't really enjoy school. They didn't think that they needed it. I feel a really strong entrepreneurial presence with this person, but I feel like they started some type of extended schooling, and then they might have quit that because they just found it boring and they just found it dull, and they were very apathetic about the whole experience. But this was the moment that like changed everything for them. Having the courage to like leave school changed everything for them. It motivated them to create the abundance that they're actually going to create in their independent job. Because I don't think they answer to anybody. They're just showing me now Macklemore and how he says in that song that he doesn't have to answer to anybody. Like he doesn't have to answer to any boss. We have live your dream. We also have here the dime. It's coming from, let me see if I can see the date. 2015. I do think of the Six of Swords and transition. We have the cherries. It's about exploring something new. We have increasing our efforts if we want to achieve our goals, and being hungry for our own success. This person's very hungry for their own success, and they're very able to like pivot, and they're very able to kind of make adjustments when they need to. This is somebody that is very fluid, right? They're not very rigid. They're able, like they take things as they come. We also have the key, because this might challenge you in being able to step outside of your comfort zones. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.